flopping, bucking, weaving, and shucking and driving, that's for doggone sure. It's all good in the hood. Hello to you. One more time, Chaos. I know Witch Doctor got a big old hammer out there. Tell him I said hello. Good afternoon time to him coming up. Good morning right about now. Motor Mouth Mall stepping.
Mobile, you doing your thing out there. Hey, 111 Mobile, thanks for calling my name, old Witch Doctor. I'm back out of the way.
I can kind of hear him in back scatter there, Brady. Oh, 420 over there in the motor car. You got a hammer down too. Holy smokes. Hey, 420 out there in the motor car around Colorado. You smoking, Motor Mouth Mall cruising break up.
Hey, Chaos, I heard you bump in there a little bit, old Witch Doctor.
Oh, you were in Portland. Why did I think you were in Colorado? Hey, 420, why did I think you were in Colorado? You're in Portland. Okay, you're in the motor car in Portland. You might have, I guess I got you confused with somebody else to break. Tell Witch Doctor I'm working on a cup of coffee right now. It's a 24-ounce cup of coffee, and I'm about over halfway through, and I'm working on it. Ain't no doubt about that. Hey, Chaos, Motor Mouth Mall waving, break up. 420, I heard you too. You still up in there? Ain't no doubt about that. Motor Mouth Mall got down, break.
Hey, Mongoose. Cut that bush open. Hey, Mongoose.
Making a lot of noise down there in Southern California. Motor Mouth Mall, the West Coast Beast, you're booming in here to the northwest corner. Western Electric up here in the Evergreen.
Boy, there, Chaos. All right, sounds good. Well, you got to go deal with the customers, take care of what you got to take care of, and we'll catch you back when you get back. Ain't no doubt about that. Chaos, the man with the metal detectors, radio station Motor Mouth Mall, your West Coast Beast, got down. This RF ought to make your metal detectors go into a tizzy. I got down. Bye, 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 bye. Don't you wear headphones while you're detecting? You got headphones on so you can hear the, the sound, whatever it does, or clicking, or whatever, you got headphones on. I'll bet you somebody drives by with RF and blow your eardrums out to break.
You better go take care of your customer, Witch Doctor. Got quiet.
Minus 23 on the channel, 23 on the channel. We're getting really good out there.
I got a question. I've always wondered how a metal detector knows what kind of metal it is, whether it's gold or silver or iron. I know that different metals have different densities, but they're based on the dirt in between the metal and the pickup coil or the induction coil and the depth and density of the soil. How do you differentiate whether it's one kind of metal versus another? about it. But yeah, it'd be neat to get a metal detector. I think my first and I guess only attempt at buying a metal detector was way back when I was probably about, I must say, 11 years old. Radio Shack. Get off the floor. Radio Shack sold a little metal detector. It didn't work worth a hill of beans, their break. I certainly will do that, ain't no doubt. I will do that. I will make sure I stop. That would be cool. I'd like to see that, get a little demonstration and all that. Maybe even walk out with the metal detector. That'd be kind of cool. But yes, it was. It was those little orange ones from Radio Shack. And I'm glad you had better luck. At least it kept your interest, but it did not work for me, and so I hung it up, and that was the last of them that I tried. But I'd like to do it again this time. You know, instead of spending $29 or whatever it was, I'd like to spend more like $300 or $400 and get something that works.
RC, Dynamite White, say bye, bye, bye. RC, Dynamite out of here.
Hey, Dynamite White, you're booming up here in the northwest corner. Dynamite White, Western Electric up here in the Evergreen.
I think better get out. Hello, Western Electric. Hello, Mr. Western Electric.
Have a good day. I'll see you.
Hey, I heard you come back to me. Dynamite White, good to hear you out there. Western Electric up here in the Evergreen. Breaker, breaker, breaker.
And then Roger, Bad Company. Hey, Bad Company, I heard you.
Bad Company, I heard you up in there too again. Bad Company, what are you talking? What are you doing?
Bye, bye, bye.
Morning so far. Bad Company. Talk to me.
Good hearing you out there doing your thing. Chaos, good hearing you out there doing your thing. Baby boy waving. I'm back out.
Terraform Machete thinking about me, telling me, reminded me to go get another cup of coffee. Well, I'm not quite done with this one, but I'm getting close. It's about a third of the way full now. It was under half, now it's less than that. It's about a third, and I'll sip on it here, sip on it there. Before too doggone long, it'll be gone. I'll go get myself another cup. Ain't no doubt about that. Tell Machete I said hello. It's been a while since I heard him getting his name called out here on the band, by about a week and a half or so, I guess it was. One more time again, Motor Mouth Mall waving. I got down, break on. Bartender, Bad Company. Well, I appreciate you bumping it down, saying hello out here, and I appreciate the wave on your end as well. While you're doing a good job. Hey, Ash. And that was you right there, Bad. You're very welcome to Bad Company. You have a good day, too. Enjoy it to its fullest. Enjoy the weekend to its maximum. And we'll catch you a little bit later on. Bad Company, Motor Mouth Mall. Got it.
Man, Mother Nature's all over the place. It's up and it's down. It's all around. Western Electric up here in the corner. Breaker, breaker, breaker.
Western Electric, I got you up in there on Seattle, too. You see Mother Nature's all over the place. She's up, she's down, she's bumping and grinding, bobbing, weaving, shuffling, what Mother Nature does from time to time. Hey, Western Electric, if you got any kind of a sloppy copy on me, I'll say hello and good morning time to you. Hey, Western Electric, by the way, I'm going to switch something. If you got a gate loan, I should ask first. Hey, Western Electric, do you have a gate loan in there, break?
I do. Motormouth Mall, I have a gate rolling right now. I'm broadcasting to YouTube over Starlink. So give it a try. Yeah, Motormouth Mall, you're sounding good. If I have more than a sloppy copy on you, I got 20 pounds of sloppy copy on you, my friend. Western Electric up here in the corner.
Western Electric, now we're talking some high-tech stuff. I'm going to switch this thing over. I'm going to turn the EQ on. And on your Watergate, see what that does. I just turned the EQ on. I got an EQ I've been playing with over here, and I got a setting that might be interesting, might not be interesting on your SDR receiver. But yeah, I like the idea of broadcasting live on Starlink. Hello to you one more time. Western Electric Radio, Motor Mouth Mall, your West Coast Beast. And I'm going to switch back over now to the without the EQ right there. That's without the EQ. Hello to you, Western Electric Radio, Motor Mouth Mall, Step and Breaker.
All right. Yeah, I noticed the difference in the visual, but the audio sounded the same to me. So I don't know. Listen for yourself and see what you think. It should be around, 10 minutes into my gate. Something like that. Western Electric up here in the corner.
Narrow it, and I can widen it a little bit there, but I'm going to go middle of the road right there. But you see, you can see it on the visual a little bit, but you didn't hear it a whole lot in the audio. All right, there, Western Electric Radio, Motor Mouth Mall, your West Coast Beast. On the count of 3, I'm going to switch it. 1, 2, 3, and now we're switched. And that's with the EQ in the on mode. Motor Mouth Mall, Step and Breaker. I'm out.
All right. Hey, I actually saw a visual. I saw the minute you hit that switch and turned that off. So, and then also, too, it seems like it might have a little compression, too, because it's removing some of the dead space and just filling it with your voice. So very interesting. Motor Mouth Mall in the studio down there in Central Cali. Western Electric up here in the Evergreen.
Absolutely, yeah, it does increase a little compression because it does hit the final compressor limiter a little harder. I probably didn't gain stage it to equal it out. It's just a little bit of a boost, and I'm hoping I'm not confusing loudness or volume gain with betterness. You know, sometimes it's easy to confuse the two, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it off one more time right here. We'll turn it off like that right there, and go back to the off mode. So yeah, sometimes it's difficult to differentiate between slightly louder versus better because we always gravitate towards louder, it seems, not necessarily better. Just like distortion, you know, our ears perceive distortion as louder when in reality it's distortion, not necessarily better or a louder signal of what you already had. It becomes it's more distorted than what you had, and we perceive it to be better. So anyway, crazy stuff. All right, let me get my knees up in a breeze. Western Electric Radio, Motor Mouth Mall, cruising this thing. I'm back out.
All right, my friend. I guess that explains why so many mud ducks scream into their microphones so hard. They think if they scream harder, they'll get out better. I've always wondered why they did that. No, you're sounding good, as always. I think it sounds good with the EQ on with that little bit of compression. But I'm listening over, studio monitors as well. That might not be the case with everybody's received, but it is with mine. That's just my 2 cents. I think you sound good. Broadcast quality all the time. Western Electric up here in the Evergreen.
Sure. All right. Good deal. Yeah, it gets down in some cases to preference. Ain't no doubt about that. And there'll be like a little bit added compression by having the EQ turned on, hitting that compressor just a little bit harder, and it's hitting the compressor harder primarily in the bass region. So that's all the EQ does is it pulls up the mids and drops the extreme lows and hits the next following compressor just a tad bit harder. And so that's what you're hearing. Ain't no doubt about that. All right. Hey, Western Electric Radio Station, Motor Mouth Mall, your West Coast Beast. Gun down.
All right, yeah. Leave it on as far as I'm concerned. You're the only station I'm getting right now. It's the Motor Mouth Mall radio show up here in the northwest corner, at least at my home, QTH. So I just heard you out there, thought I'd come out here and say hello, howdy. It's overcast up here. You guys are going to be jealous. It's 64 degrees. We got the best weather in the United States. Cool and comfortable up here in the corner. Western Electric, enjoying the cool air from the Pacific.
Yeah, that sounds like some nice weather up there. All right, good deal. Well, I hope that sticks around for you for a while. You get to enjoy that good stuff. Hey, Western Electric, I'm going to roll some music up in there for you just a little bit. It's going to be royalty free. I'm going to do this as well right here. more time. Western Electric. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down right there. Breaker, breaker.
That does sound good. It sounds real good. Smooth soul jazz with that rolling bass line. Gotta love it. I think my feed's a little delayed. It's buffering a little, but I hope it's making it out okay. But it sure was coming in good. It was coming in really, really good up here. All right, Motormouth Mall, sounding good as always. Western Electric up here in the corner. Talk to you later, my friend. I suppose I ought to try to do something up here. Take advantage of the cool weather and get something done.
Yeah, if you got any antenna projects, any outdoor projects going on right about now, now would be the time to get out there and get her done. Ain't no doubt about that. You got some nice cool weather. Enjoy it to its fullest, and we will catch you another time, another way. Hello, Western Electric Radio, radio station Motormouth Mall, your West Coast under-modulated beast. I hope Prime didn't hear that and got down.
I think Prime's still on the road for a few more days or a week or so. I don't know. He'll be back soon, I think. But he's been missing some good skips, so I'm sure he's eager to get back on the key. I'm sure on day one, on his return, you're going to hear some rumble from the northwest corner. All right, my friend, yeah, I got to go to Home Depot, but that's kind of fun. I love Home Depot. It's like going to the candy store. Western Electric up in the corner. Talk to you later. Arrivederci.
976 in Longview. Why did I think you said Long Beach? I thought you were Mountain Man in Long Beach, Washington, but you're not. You're 976 in Longview, Washington, which is what I used to always try to call Long Beach because I had a hard time accepting the fact that you guys stole the name Long Beach for part of one of your cities over there, and I thought, nah, you meant Longview. But no, Mountain Man is in Long Beach, and you're in Longview. So I get that straightened up there and squared up. Make sure I don't make that mistake again, they're break. Take you one step further. 8976 Mount Longview. I'll take you one step further and see if I can't do this for you real quick while I got this thing queued up, more or less. Here you go. Check this out.
Motormouth Mall. Right on, Motormouth Mall. You made my day. Definitely. Calling out my numbers. 976 in Longview, Washington State. We're reading the mail.
976 Longview, Washington, Motormouth Mall, cruising, break on. The coupon, huh? The coupon. Motormouth Mall, dropping the hammer. I'll see you. Bye, 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 bye. Tell you what, that's a good combination. You don't want to let that cat out of the bag. Check this out.
Holy shit, you got me ear to ear with that smile on my face. Got me ear to ear. Golly gee. Again, we appreciate that, Motormouth Mall. We definitely appreciate that. 9 circuit boards wired together with coat hangers and duct tape. 1 steel tube, 1 heavy foot, and a big smile on my face. Breaker?
That's just between you and me. Nobody else needs to know what you're doing there, Breaker. Bartender 976. All right, you have a good day out there in Longview. Don't work too hard. Enjoy it to its fullest. I understand your weather up there is beautiful, so go outside and do something and enjoy it. It ain't gonna be like that for long. Motormouth Mall, cruising, break on. Air 73. So I heard somebody else say Motor Mouth Mall, you got a copy on it. I didn't hear the who, but I did hear somebody calling it, break. That was rough. I think I heard you say Motor Mouth Mall. They called me 74, but I didn't get it. Now, I'll tell you what, it was a little bit tough and a little bit tricky. I did hear you roll up in there, but I couldn't quite pull it out, the break. Breaker. Important part. Break channel 6. Hey, Mongoose, what's going on? What's been in your radio this morning, the break? Drywall. I hate drywall. I did a lot of it. I'm getting pretty good at it now, but I hate it. Ay, do I ever hate drywall? Yep, I especially hate the overhead work. Oh, man. All the overhead taping, mudding, and sanding, and everything else. Oh, my God. That's why I use that 1-inch thick spackle. And just splat it up there. Nobody has to worry about what's underneath it. They're right. Just kidding. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of little tricks along the way. I remember the first time I did drywall, I thought, I'll just, this stuff gets like powdery, it'll be easy to sand. Edges that are, finished edges instead of button up 2 cut edges back to back. There's a reason for that indentation. Anyway, I learned a lot along the way, but now I think I've got all my drywall. I've got one more little drywall project I'm going to do for the shop sound system. Believe it or not, all the Altic Lansing A7 cabinets on each side, and the Uri 12-inch coaxial 2-ways for the mid bass and the mids, and then the horns. The horns are in nice big huge resin or plastic lenses, but I want to get that all flush mounted on a fascia, kind of like a facade wall, and then build that wall up about 1.5 foot or 2 feet higher than the drivers. And the A7s are 4 feet tall almost, right? 38 inches tall or whatever, 39 inches tall, and a little over 3 feet, I guess, anyway. And then the horns and all that, but I want to build like a long wall, I'll probably do it the whole 50 feet, and make cutouts for all that stuff. So I'm going to drywall that, but that's going to be up and out of the way, and it doesn't have to be too awful pretty. You go to the store, you've been drywalling, you kind of wash yourself all up, and then you got a little drywall powder left somewhere, you go to scratch your nose or something, and you walk in the store with the drywall on your nose, and people look at you kind of funny. What are you looking at? What?
Saturday, beautiful day out here, but it's supposed to be 106 out here on Monday, Roger.
Big hammer, big audio. Oh my God, that's insane. Mongoose, Motor Mouth Mall. Yeah, I started wearing a mask too. It's funny, you take the mask off and the bandana, because it gets warm, and it's when you're doing drywall inside, upstairs and whatnot, it says dripping down your eyebrows, and I put the bandana on, you take that off, and you got the ring around your head and the mask. likewise. Yeah, you smoking. You sound superb over here. Beautiful audio, best I've ever heard there, and don't change anything. By the way, I'll get a quick input from you. I've been talking this whole time now since Western Electric Radio with the EQ turned on. I'm going to turn the EQ off and tell me if you can hear any kind of a change. Here it goes on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And now the EQ is off. And see if you can hear any kind of a noticeable difference or change in a favorable or not favorable direction around your stack of bricks. Mongoose, Motor Mouth Mall, cruising, break up.
Hey, Mongoose, Witch Doctor, 1950 Hammerlin transmitter.
I'll do one more test for you. I know he's got that hammer down at the opportune time, so here it goes. One more test. Equalizer off right here, Mongoose. Equalizer off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and equalizer back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't know which one you like better there, Break. Roger, all right. Only 2 people liked it with it off, and 3 people liked it with it on. So, all right. I guess it all depends on the receiver. And you said you like it better with it on. It's a little bit fuller, a little bit more mids up in there, and that's exactly what the EQ is doing. It rolled off the deep bass and bumped up the mids at about between 200 and 300 somewhere. I'm not looking exactly, but there's a bump up in there somewhere. So that's what it did. All right, hello to you one more time. Mongoose, I'll let you get back to work. Tell Witch Doctor I said hello while he's working that great big old Hammerland. And I'm going to get back on the side, read the mail first, go shabidmo.
Mongoose, thanks for bumping it down. Let me know. 1950 Hammerlin transmitter, HQ 105PR. Ain't got nothing but an old Turner plus 2 mic. Hey, Mongoose, Witch Doctor waving right back.
Is that what he's talking on? A Turner plus 2 on the Hammerland or break?
I can hear you on my listening radio, and I don't even have coax.
Oh yeah, howdy doody, you're still up in there, Break. I got you.
Back out. Boy, I heard old howdy doody key up out there too. Boy, Mother Nature must be moving around. Witch Doctor, back quiet. Doggone, Mongoose, shame on my poor little weak station. You didn't even hear me say the baby.
Oh, I can't tell that. I can't make that kind of radio. See, you hope you sound better than Rocket. Now, wait a second. I'm going to stir up a can of worms there. If I said you sound better than Rocket, or if I told Rocket you sound better than you, I'd be, I can't say that. All I can say is you both sound good. And make up your own decision, because for one, everybody might want a different sound. See, you have 2 distinct different sounds. Howdy doody, you got more bass and more roominess, and Rocket has more punch and mid bass and hit, you know, like a I don't know, they're 2 different sounds, and it's really a matter of what you're going for, not who's better, the break.
But Mongoose, would you please excuse my poor little weak station? I just was trying to tell you sound real good. Mongoose, I'm gonna get this little weak station out of here. Baby boy, go. There it goes.
Yeah, 10-4. Mongoose is talking to Baby Boy. He's making it rough and tough right now. But yeah, it's tricky to say specifically which is better. All right, sounds good. Catch you later, Motor Mouth Mall, waving and stepping. Breaker.
Oh, I'm back on the mail. Good audio.
Doctor on some antique radio down there, but you sure are booming into my radio. Western Electric up here in the corner, kind of just listening in. Breaker, breaker.
Hey, Western Electric, long time no speak. Hey, Western Electric, long time no speak. Sounding good down here, Witch Doctor, big old Saturday wave.
Hey, Witch Doctor, hello, howdy, welcome to the weekend. Yeah, it's been a while. Good to hear you out there, though. We've had some bad conditions up in my neck of the woods up to now. Better today, though. Western Electric up in the corner. Have a good one.
All right, here's Western Electric. Thanks for letting me know you heard my old antique radio. You put a big old grin on my chin.
Yeah, that sounds really good, howdy doody. Yeah, I wouldn't go about saying no distortion because there's a thing on Facebook going around on a couple of these, higher tech CD sites talking about distortion and all that. And I think we have to use the word distortion pretty loosely. We can't be too by the book on distortion because as soon as you do any processing, even a little bit of compression or limiting, it's distorted. So I think what we're talking about is audible distortion, nasty, scratchy, disgusting, that kind of distortion. But I think there's an awful lot of distortion in my audio. I mean, a ton of it. If you look at the original versus now, it's probably all distorted, but it's still intelligible and decent sounding. It may not be me, and it may not be the original, and it certainly isn't high fidelity. But yeah, we got to use the term distortion. Distortion and high fidelity very loosely, because if we get too caught up in that, there's a lot of people out there that are waiting to stomp on that whole thing and say, yeah, it's all distorted. Well, technically they're right. But it sounds good, and that's all that matters. It's like the bass guitar player that cranks up the input, or guitarist that cranks up the input stage of their preamp, on their tube amplifier to get it to soft flip and drive the next stage a little bit too hard so it soft flips, and you get that nice, warm, musical, kind of a harmonic, rich sound. Well, that's distortion. But we give it a break. Well, I think you're going to like what you hear on the gate. I got the gate rolling, and it's live up on YouTube, and as you well know. And how long is this gate, by the way? How long have I been out here? Oh, man, a whole lot of people out there. You're up in there a lot of times. So, yeah, you're definitely up in there. 10-7. How can you be 10-7? 11-14. It's 11-49. How can you be 10-7 a half hour ago and you're still out here breaking? Sounding good, too. All right, hey, howdy doody. I'm going to go 10-7. I'm going to get back out of here and go get some other stuff done. It's almost 12. It's 11:50 over here, so time to get the show on the road. Oh, dear, one more time. Howdy doody, Motor Mouth Mall, your West Coast. See, I can say howdy doody when I get the headphones off. When I put the headphones on, so watch that. I'm going to put the headphones on. Put the headphones on. Turn them up, and then I'm going to say howdy doody. Howdy doody. Howdy doody. Howdy doody. If I slow it down, I can say howdy doody, but it's hard to say when you get headphones up in your ears. Howdy doody, take care, have a good day. Breaker, breaker.
I'm looking up north too. Ain't nobody up there right now. Top of the day to you all over again. 422, 101 Mobile bound.
Yeah, I like that sound. That sounds good. I hear the fullness, the openness, the roominess, the relaxedness, but at the same time, got good bass, good highs, and it just sounds good there, Break. I like it. You're doing a good job with that thing. Howdy doody, Motor Mouth Mall, cruising this thing right here, Break up.